Hey, buckle up, because this is John's story, and it's a wild ride. For years, life in our little corner of Queens with Sarah was picture perfect, straight out of a movie. We're talking dream jobs, a killer apartment overlooking the East River, the whole 9 yards. 7 years together felt like a blink, and I honestly thought we were untouchable, a fortress of us against anything. Then, out of nowhere, February of last year hit like a rogue wave. My mom, my rock, gone in a heartbeat from a heart attack. The world tilted. Those months after were a blur of grief, a thick fog I couldn't shake. Sarah was there, physically, grieving her own way, but it felt different. The laughter vanished from our apartment, replaced by a heavy silence you could cut with a knife. We were just going through the motions, numb on the couch, TV flickering, neither of us really seeing it. I was lost, yeah, but I clung to the belief that we'd weather this together. Famous last words, right? Fast forward to 5 weeks ago. Sarah announces she's hitting a bar downtown with 3 guys from her office. No big deal. I know these guys. Seemed harmless enough. All right, have fun, I told her, already half asleep. Gonna crash early. She kissed my cheek, and that was that. Door clicks shut. I drift off. Then bam, 3:30 a.m., the front door swings open, jolting me awake. Sarah's back, and those 3 guys are with her, loud, laughing. We're heading further into the city, she slurs, like it's the most normal thing in the world. Something twisted in my gut, a cold knot of unease. But what do? Start a fight at 3:30 a.m. with 3 dudes you barely know? I just nodded, mumbled something, and retreated back to bed. Bars in this city close at 4 a.m. sharp. Even with a 15-minute cab ride, she should have been back way before. But Sarah didn't walk through that door again until 5:30 a.m. That's when the first hairline crack appeared in my perfect world. Before that night, doubt about Sarah never crossed my mind, not once. But something about that late-night return, those 3 guys, it just felt wrong. Then, a week later, another Sunday. Going to a carnival in Coney Island with Mom, she says, bright and breezy. I wanted to believe her, desperately. Trust. That's what we had, right? But that cold knot was back. Tighter this time. For the first time in our entire relationship, a dark thought crept in. Could I even trust her anymore? Sunday morning, I'm in the shower, steam filling the tiny bathroom. I step out, expecting to find her in the kitchen, maybe grabbing coffee. Gone. Just gone. No goodbye, no note, nothing. Just an empty apartment. It didn't sit right. I tried to shake it off. Maybe she was just rushing. Late for her mom. That evening, the key turns in the lock. Sarah walks in, and it's like a dam breaks. Tears streaming down her face. Those gut-wrenching sobs that tear you apart just listening to them. My heart lurched. Instinct took over. Gotta hold her, protect her, whatever happened, I'll fix it. Honey, come here, I whispered, reaching for her. What happened? What's wrong? She looks up, eyes red and swollen, the face I knew, but somehow distant. Then the words hit, each one a hammer blow. I want a divorce. The world stopped spinning, then started again, way too fast. Divorce? Just days ago we were okay, getting through it. Now she's dropping a bomb like this. Emma, what are you talking about? Panic clawed at my throat. Why? Where is this coming from? She just shook her head, tears still falling, avoiding my eyes. How long have you felt this way? I pressed, my voice tight. For a while, she mumbled, still not looking at me. I've been unhappy for a long, long time. My voice cracked. A long time, Sarah. You never said a word. Not once. I didn't know. I took a shaky breath, trying to steady myself. Then I asked the question that scared me most, the one I had to know. Did you cheat? Her head snapped up, eyes wide. No! Too fast, too defensive. I stared at her face, searching, but I was too stunned to push. We talked, if you could call it that. More like two strangers picking through the wreckage of a life they used to share. She was emotional, a mess of tears and choked words. I was numb, reeling. None of it felt real. Then, just like that, she was gone. Packed a bag, walked out the door to stay with her mom in Jersey. Days later, we met again, awkward, strained, because of our dog, Max. Neither of us could handle him alone right now. Not really. We made arrangements to send him to my aunt's upstate for a while. Seeing her again, that raw hurt surged back. I had to know. Sarah, I said, stepping closer, heart hammering. Did you cheat on me? She hesitated, the silence deafening. Then, finally, a tiny nod. Yes. The word landed like a punch to the gut, stealing my breath. I swallowed hard. How long? She looked away. Since that night. You know, the drinks. A bitter laugh escaped me. A whole week. A whole week until you bailed. I clenched my fists, trying to stay in control. And you're in love with him? Another nod. I think so. I shook my head, a humorless laugh bubbling up. What's so great about him? She shrugged, a pathetic little shrug. We just, have a connection, a spark. A spark? I repeated, disbelief rising. That's it? That's all it takes to throw away everything we built. Silence. Maybe she didn't have an answer. Maybe she just didn't care enough to find one. Then she started rambling. A word salad about a midlife crisis, feeling lost, not knowing what she wanted anymore. I barely recognized her. She'd dyed her hair purple, like some desperate cry for attention. And now, motorcycle lessons. Motorcycle lessons. This woman, my Sarah, who used to curl up on the couch with me and watch old movies. It was like she'd morphed into someone else overnight. Personality, behavior, everything, alien. Treating me like I was invisible, less than dirt. Is this some kind of twisted defense mechanism? Trying to justify what she did by erasing me from her life? Or had she really changed? This drastically, this fast? Love is a drug, they say. Intoxicating. Makes everything shiny and new. But what happens when the high fades? when reality kicks in. When she wakes up one day and realizes what she's tossed away. That night, I told her to pack her things and go. And she did. No fight, no argument, just went. These past weeks have been a blur of pain, betrayal, anger, disappointment. They claw at me, relentless. The cheating, that's the poison. But under it all, the ghost of what we had. A strong marriage, or so I thought. Happiness, or so I believed. 5 weeks since D-Day, and still no divorce papers filed. A few nights ago I called her. One last shot at honesty. Maybe it's something I couldn't even name. "Sarah," I said when she picked up, voice shaking. "One last time. Are you sure you want to end our marriage?" She sighed, that weary, dramatic sigh. "John, we've talked about this." "No." I cut her off, voice hard. "You talked. You made a decision without me. You blindsided me. So I'm asking again. Are you really throwing everything away for him?" Silence stretched between us, thick and heavy. Finally, a mumbled, "I don't know what you want me to say." "Say it clearly, Sarah. Say I want to end my 8-year marriage for another man." Nothing, just silence. And that silence screamed everything. This is on her. No other way to spin it. She never hinted at unhappiness, never asked for change, never said a damn thing. As far as I knew, we were good. And yet, this, done. Absolutely done. No going back. And honestly, I don't want to. I don't miss this Sarah, this stranger. I almost pity the guy. Sooner or later she'll shatter his world too, just like she did mine. I'll be okay. Time. That's all it takes. It'll be brutal, but life, relentless bastard that it is, keeps moving. Grateful for my crew. My sister, Maria, my rock, always. My boys, friends since kindergarten, they've had my back every step of the way. Don't know where I'd be without them. One of them, Tony, said something that stuck. "We married too young, Johnny." The more I chew on it, the more it rings true. I was 26. She was 21. Kids, really. Maybe I haven't changed that much in these years, but maybe she has. Maybe she's been burying these feelings for years. She even said it herself, midlife crisis. Her words, not mine. Looking back, we had stuff in common. Gaming, yeah, though we were more ships passing in the night. Me, glued to Age of Empires, her lost in The Witcher on her PlayStation. Separate, but a shared space. Movies, our thing. Stay-in and binge types, not club hoppers. Occasional movie night out. Dinner in Little Italy, but mostly just us, in our bubble. Or so I thought. Motorcycles, too, another thread. I had my license, my old Harley. She loved riding pillion, arms tight around me, whispering about the wind, how her dad used to take her for rides as a kid. Special, yeah. It was special to her. Now suddenly, purple hair, motorcycle lessons, a whole new Sarah I never knew existed, never even hinted at it. Another secret she kept locked away. Family. That was big for us. Every other Sunday, the rotation. Her mom and stepdad in Long Island, her dad and stepmom in Jersey, or my dad back in Brooklyn. Routine, comfortable. Drives upstate, long walks with Max in Central Park. Those were the moments I lived for. Just us. No city noise, no demands. Simple. Right. Loved everything about her. Her voice, her laugh, that curve of her hip. Loved it all. But that love, it's fading fast now, replaced by something cold, something sharp. Today, mediator. Here in New York, they handle everything. Legal, financial, even the emotional minefield. Neutral ground, no sides, just smooth process. Meeting at my apartment, straight to the point. Both confirm divorce. Mediator, professional, detached. Infidelity, never mentioned. Pointless. Cheating changes nothing legally. Same rights as if she'd been Mother Teresa, so what's the point? Mediator gone. Just us, sitting at my kitchen table. The silence thick enough to choke on. Only sound, the cats chasing dust bunnies, oblivious to the atomic bomb that just detonated in our lives. Finally, I broke the silence. Anything left to say, Sarah? Barely glanced at me. No. I nodded. Okay then. Guess you can go. I actually came by cab, she mumbled. Could you drop me home? I scoffed. No. How she gets home, not my problem anymore. Not in the mood for a trek to Jersey. She looked up then, really looked, and something flickered in her eyes. Shock? Hurt? Maybe she expected me to play nice, chauffeur her around like always. Old John would have. But that guy? He's gone. Not for her. She called her mom, whispered explanation. Mom must have agreed because she hung up, said, Mom's picking me up in an hour. Just nodded. She lingered then, gonna take a walk. Without another word, I stood, opened the door, let her walk out. Watched her go. Shoulders slumped, lost. Hurt, yeah. She was hurting. Emotional. But still lost in her affair fog. Still making choices that screamed she wasn't the woman I thought I knew. As far as I'm concerned, she's just another ghost in my past. Nothing more, nothing less. But something's been gnawing at me. Used to drive trucks for Hypertrans, 11 years, before I jumped ship 4 months ago for a better gig. 1.5 years ago, I got Sarah a job at Hypertrans, office work. That's where she met him. Mark, warehouse guy. I know Mark. Decade at that company, knew everyone. Real friends there, especially dispatch guys. Brothers, more than co-workers. They know about the divorce, my old crew, now her co-workers. But the real reason? Doubt it. No one's mentioned the affair. Heard nothing from my Hypertrans family. One guy might know something, though. Alex. Sarah's desk buddy, 32, sits right next to her. Alex was there that night. The bar night. One of my favorite people from Hypertrans. Always made even the worst days bearable. He left early that night, so maybe he doesn't know the full story. But he should. She's back at work Monday. Can't stop thinking about messaging him. Not just for revenge, though, yeah? A part of me wants that, wants her to feel the heat. But for Alex, too. He has to work with her every damn day. He deserves to know the truth. I can picture it now. Message pops up on Alex's phone. Hey, Alex, got a sec? Steve. Reply, quick. Steve? Wow, hey man, what's up? Listen, gotta tell you something. About Sarah. Lay it all out. Betrayal, affair with Mark the warehouse guy, the whole ugly mess. Let it sink in. Wait, you're serious? Mark? That guy we were out with that night? Yeah, him. And maybe, just maybe, Alex would spread the word, whisper it around the office. Let everyone know who Sarah really is. Because yeah, I want them to know. I want her to feel the weight of what she's done. Walk into that office on Monday knowing every single person sees her different now. Petty, maybe. But after everything she's put me through, damn right I'm allowed to be a little petty. And speaking of her behavior lately, insane, treating everyone like garbage, except Mark and her parents, apparently. But me? Like I was the worst husband in history. Cold, dismissive, outright cruel. Rewriting our history, convincing herself she's been miserable for years, like this is all my fault. Total BS. Don't care what she does to me anymore. Lie, ignore, pretend I never existed, whatever. She's the one torching her life, not me. What gets under my skin is how she's treating people who actually gave a damn about her. Said she wanted to stay close to Maria, my sister, always be friends. Haven't spoken in weeks. Then there's her best friend, Lisa. Mutual friend now, I guess. They had plans today. Shopping in Soho, big day out. Lisa even took the day off. Yesterday, texts back and forth, confirming, excited. No response. Called? Nothing. Today, same thing. Texts, calls, ignored. But here's the kicker. Sarah's online. WhatsApp status, green dot blazing. She saw the messages, chose to ignore them. Text from Lisa hits my phone earlier. Steve, I don't get it. She's ghosting me. Been crying all day. Why is she doing this? What am I supposed to say? I don't get it either, Lisa. Because I honestly don't. Is this normal affair fog behavior, or something else entirely? Don't care about Sarah anymore, but watching her trash the people who loved her, that hurts. And of course, the stories she's spinning. We grew apart. Haven't been happy for years. Classic. Never admit the truth. Rewrite history. Play victim. Anything to avoid saying, I fell for someone else. Oh, and one more thing. Lisa, her best friend, the one she's ghosting, actually lived with us for 6 months. November 21 to April 22. Just out of a toxic relationship, nowhere to go. Spare room, open door, no questions asked. During those months, Sarah and Lisa, inseparable, talked about everything. Relationships, sex lives, insecurities, dreams, nothing off limits. And I still talk to Lisa every day. She's been incredible, honest, a lifeline through this whole mess. So naturally, I asked her the question that's been eating at me. Lisa, did Sarah ever mention being unhappy with me? Even once? Answer, instant, no hesitation. No, Steve. Never. Not once did she say she was unhappy with you. If she had, I'd remember. You know how we were. Told each other everything. Boom. Proof. Sarah's lying. Either she bottled up years of misery, never breathing a word to her closest confidant, or she's fabricating this whole narrative to justify her betrayal. And honestly, I don't know which is worse. Never saw any signs of unhappiness. Not once. Now hearing this from Lisa, who knew her better than anyone, it's clear. This affair, this betrayal, this abandonment wasn't about unhappiness. It was about selfishness. So when people ask why we're splitting, I don't sugarcoat it. Truth serum time. She's a selfish cheater. Yesterday, a friend, Maria from yoga, showed me texts with Sarah. Conversation went something like this. Maria: OMG, Sarah, is it true? You and John separated? Sarah: Yes, sadly it is. Maria: Oh my God, no, what happened? Sarah: Well, we just grew apart over the last few years, different goals, decided to end it. I corrected that lie fast, told Maria the truth. That's not the story. She cheated on me. Fell in love, she claims. Left me for another guy. Everyone I've told the real story to, shocked. No one, including me, would have ever pegged Sarah as capable of this. Not the kind of person anyone expected to betray her spouse, walk away from a marriage like it was trash. But here we are. At this point, realization hits. She's out there, living her life, Mark glued to her side. So time for John to do the same. Started living again. Work's killing it. Joined a gym down the street 3 times a week, pushing iron, muscles screaming, but it's a good pain. Divorce moving forward. Documents filed, mediator scheduled our next session. Divorce is happening, no turning back. Marriage is DOA. 3 months later, 4 days until we sign the papers, make it official. Hard to believe this chapter is slamming shut. Looking back, yeah, mistakes were made. Got angry, lost it, spiraled. Couldn't wrap my head around how she could throw everything away like it meant nothing. Months I was a mess, replaying everything, trying to find logic in crazy. Then, one morning, just stopped. Woke up, done being pathetic. Quit the whining. Stopped letting her betrayal define me. Told her once, I've thought about it. I'd be open to talking, seeing where things go, but no promises. That was it. Last time I gave her any power. Past few months, radio silence, except divorce stuff, finances, the apartment. No casual chats, no pointless texts. Refused to sit around waiting for something that was never coming back. Apartment. That was a hurdle. Bought it together. Thought I'd have to sell, move back to Brooklyn. But sat down with the bank, crunched numbers, found a way. So you're saying I can refinance, take on a bigger mortgage? I asked the loan officer, skeptical. Yes, she said, calm, professional. Based on your income, your credit, you qualify. You'll have to buy out your ex-wife, about 65 grand, but it's doable. Doable, I echoed, no hesitation. Didn't want to lose the apartment. Not just because I loved it, the view, the memories, but because it was mine. Refused to let her take that too. So 4 days, signatures, buyout. Done. Sole owner of my apartment. Worth 300 grand easy. 65 grand to buy her out. Small price for peace, for freedom. I'll own my home, something worth 5 times what I'm paying her. Meanwhile, she's homeless, officially back with Mom. But I know she's at Mark's place most nights. Mutual friend, still in the loop, keeps me updated. Sarah jumped into that relationship head first. But lately, sounds like she's losing it. Karma's a bitch, right? 5 months ago, her and Mark, all smiles, playing happy couple, while I was picking up the pieces. Now, tables turned, Mark spiraling, depression hitting him hard. Know it for a fact. Mutual friend sent screenshots, Sarah venting. I don't know what to do, she texted. He's just not the same. Barely talks, so negative. Didn't sign up for this. Friend replied, maybe he just needs time. Depression is tough. Sarah's reply, yeah, tough, but I can't be the one to fix him. Made me laugh, cold, bitter laugh. The guy she blew up our life for, miserable, unemployed. Lost his job in the recent layoffs. While I was building myself back, hitting the gym, getting my life back on track. He was sinking. Knew from the start I was better than him. Not just morals-wise, but in every damn way. Now, crystal clear. The man Sarah chose over me. Worthless. Just like I knew he'd be. 7 months later. Moved on. Not just surviving, thriving. Happy. Actually happy. Started seeing Becky. Things with her. Real. For once, not looking over my shoulder. Not haunted by the past. No what-ifs. Focused on now. On a woman who actually sees me. Values me. Then, out of the blue, ex-mother-in-law calls. Haven't spoken since the divorce. Emma's in therapy, she says, voice heavy, strained. Struggling. Depression, addiction. Thinks it would help if you reached out. Didn't even hesitate. No, I said, voice firm, no room for argument. I'm not her husband, not responsible for her anymore, not dragging that mess back into my life. She scoffed. You're being selfish. Smiled to myself, a genuine smile this time. Thank you, I said, and hung up. That was it. Never heard from her again. Now, best shape of my life. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Becky and I, evenings spent laughing, trash-talking, Mortal Kombat battles on the big screen, side by side, living our life, finally living our life.